do you got? What do you got?
I guess Bo Nickal got your attention the second time around. Not enough the first time, but this was enough tonight.
My God. Yeah. Incredible, man. Kid's incredible. He looks great. Obviously, a big step up in competition this time, fighting somebody 7-1, reach advantage, height advantage, and the kid's confidence in himself is unbelievable. His game is amazingly well-rounded, and yeah, it was impressive.
You know, all the talk after his first appearance is why the hell didn't they just sign him the first time around? So by what you saw tonight, do you think maybe we did make a mistake bringing him back, or does tonight prove that you made the right decision?
After what you saw tonight, you know I made the right decision. I mean, you know, he got highlighted once. SportsCenter's been talking about him for 3 days. Come in tonight and performs the way that he does. Couldn't have done it any better.
Yeah. Now I
must say so myself.
Pat yourself on the back.
Apparently I must.
All right, so now the dilemma, right? The guy's 3-0, but he's obviously incredibly talented. So as you sit there now, what do you see as a career path for him? I mean, do you test him against, like, ranked talent early on? What do you do with him?
No, you don't test him against ranked talent. You bring him in just like you would bring in any prospect. You know, and you build him up, give him fights. And the problem is that there's no easy fights here. So this isn't like the boxing model. But he walked into a show where there's no easy fights. I mean, everybody here are killers. So if you perform the way that you performed here twice, you know, there's some guys that come in here and it's a rough go. There's wars and, you know, they'll squeak out a win or pull off a win at the end or whatever. This guy came in and dominated twice.
I don't know if you got a chance to see it, but when he was talking to Laura afterwards, he actually called out Khamzat Chimaev and said that's the fight he'd be interested in. So
let's not get crazy here. You know, it's funny. We were in matchmaking today, and you know, we were just talking about Khamzat and, you know, possibilities and how fucking good that guy really is. You know, I mean, you saw it in this last fight, Kevin Holland, to get beat the way that, well, Kevin expected it, but you know, for everybody else, you know, to see it happen the way that it happened, nobody saw that coming but Kevin.
Good call back there. The rest of the night, all finishes. I mean, you go with 5 contracts again. Any of the others names stand? I mean, obviously this was the Bo Nickal show, but any of the other names stand out tonight that you?
Yeah, I thought Mateus was fun, man. That guy came out and dominated. I like his energy. I like, you know, I love his confidence. Interesting. You know, there's a lot of different interesting styles tonight. This kid, Rafael, I love how he, you know, you usually get these guys that are ground and pound guys. Every position you move into, this guy hurts you. He never stops punching. I mean, the stats of how many punches he landed tonight on the ground were nasty. You know, like I said, the boys told me that Jack Jenkins is actually a really good kickboxer. He's on a 7-fight win streak. Be interesting to see him fight again. Sam Patterson started off a little slow tonight, and then he started to ramp it up. He looked good. He had some good submission attempts, and then ended up pulling off a beautiful sub, and then Bo Nickal. I mean, it was a fun night.
The last one of the season, of course. I mean, I know you love this show. So what can you tell us about the future of the Contender Series? I mean, is it going to be a full year at the same time? And you had mentioned maybe this thing will be on ESPN, the network, at some point. So what can you tell us about the next season?
Well, this season's gotten more attention than any season we've ever done. You know, we've been trending worldwide on Tuesdays for this season. And obviously, you know, the amount of talent now that's coming out of this show is insane. Now you're starting to see Canada just opened up, Australia just opened up. We met with some of the politicians from Australia today at the office, and now that that's happening, you're going to see a lot of these small shows, you know, pumping out a lot more talent this next year. So next season should be great.
Nice. Just a couple quick ones outside of the show tonight. We learned that Aspen Lad was released. You touched on that previously. I guess, can you talk about the decision? I mean, clearly the weight miss factored in there, but I mean, could she go to 145, or like, what was the discussion about?
No, we tried to work with her. She's a great kid. She's a really nice person, and you know, it's never fun when you have somebody who's actually talented. She's a talented fighter, but part of the job is making weight. I mean, she's not made weight so many times. It had to happen. So, not something you want to do, but something that had to be done.
Fair enough. And last thing for me, can you tell us what the heck is going on Saturday night that no fans, no media is going to be allowed in the building? That we haven't seen something like this.
Oh, we just figured that you guys have been so busy lately, we'd give you guys a night off. Guys are here on Tuesdays, you're here on Saturdays. Kevin actually showed up today. I mean, we needed to give you guys a break. So you're welcome.
I'm calling shenanigans on that one. Let's.
No,
what's the secret?
You're welcome. If there's anything else I can do for you guys this week, let me know.
But Dana, that comes so soon because we have a week off in 2 weeks. So we can actually work this Saturday if you'd like us to. We don't mind.
Yeah. You guys just stay home, order a pizza and watch the fights, take them in, and enjoy yourselves.
Will we find out on Saturday what the big secret is?
There's no big secret. I mean, we're just closing. Little troublemaker over here. I know she's been poking around all week and cryptic tweets and, she thinks she's got something, but she doesn't have enough to announce it.
I could have just tweeted what I know.
I think it's just a nice change of pace that you're doing something for the media that you love.
It's I love you guys, and I can't do enough for you. So
we can tell.
I just wanted to give you guys a nice weekend off with your families and relax and enjoy yourselves.
You mentioned Khamzat and how talented he was and what potential fights there are for him. I think people have been talking about Paulo Costa and stuff like that. Is that one you're looking at, or what sort of names are we expecting Khamzat?
There's obviously the 170 and 185 pounds. There was a big beef today at matchmaking, whether he can make 170 pounds, whether we should even let him make 170 pounds again. So those are all the things that we're kicking around right now.
Which side of that beef are you on?
Well, I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle. I'm in the what does he want to do? Where does he want to be, and what does he want to do? Does he want to make 170 and go for the title at 170, or does he want to go to 185 and go for the title there?
Going off that, Kevin Holland sort of suggested he's retired from MMA. I'm curious, have you spoken to him, and is that true, or what do you think he's feeling right now?
We talked about that too. Obviously, I'm really close to this kid, and I like him a lot. And I think when you are competing in a sport like this, and you've done the things that Kevin Holland has done, he gets out of the fight with Brunson and realizes that he needs to work on his wrestling more. So he dives in, starts working on his wrestling, and I think when what happened to him happens to you, I don't know. I think you lay in bed at night and go, holy shit, how did that happen to me? And, he's an emotional guy. So I think his emotions got the best of him, and just take some time, get back in the gym, and whatever he wants to do, obviously. I love the kid. Whatever he wants to do, he can do. But I think retiring is it's a little too soon for him to retire.
Thanks, Dana. Thank you for the night off as well.
My pleasure, brother.
Hey, Dana. Now that season 6 is wrapped, do you have like a top 3 prospects that you're very high on?
I think the 3 guys that were up tonight for the video game, off the top of my head, would be the top 3. This kid Mateus looks good. We'll see what he does when he gets in the UFC. The difference with Joe Pyfer is Pyfer actually went into the UFC and looked damn good in his first fight. So, yeah.
Are there anybody that you can see, like maybe Sean OMalley status, where they can really break through and get...
Bo Nickal. Bo Nickal, 100%. Again, all 3 kids that were up for the video game. Pyfer's got a lot of steam. Right after that fight, I flew him out that following Saturday, and he was taking pictures and signing autographs that night. So you can imagine, I'm sure his visibility is much, much higher now.
The Raul Rosas Jr. from last week,
yep.
His YouTube video got up over 1 million views. His social media blew up. Are you surprised how much traction he got?
No. To be 17 and come in and compete the way that he did. And the reality is this show now, if you come in and you perform and you do well on this show, people know who you are.
Mackenzie Dern and Jianan is fighting this weekend. Is it safe to say, maybe the winner of that gets like a Rose Namajunas?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
And then finally for me, just last two, do you have a main event for UFC 282 yet?
Where is it?
Las Vegas in December.
Yeah.
Is it Yuri versus Glover?
We'll announce it soon.
And finally, are there any other American locations next year that you're already planning on going, like that you can tease? I know that you were looking at Seattle, Boston, Atlanta. Is there anything?
Not yet. No, not yet.
Thank you.
Yep.
Dana, when you're talking about Khamzat and whether or not which weight division you're going to let him fight in, are you having a discussion with him and his team when deciding this?
Yes.
Where do they seem to be falling on this?
That was the big debate we had today in the matchmaking meeting. One guy said one thing, one guy said another thing, and then I said, "Well, what does he really want? Somebody get in there and figure out what he really wants to do, and let's figure it out and let's make a fight."
Talking about expanding, and you said you're having now world leaders, if you want to say that, from Australia coming to the offices here.
Yeah. Obviously, if you look at what we've done in the last year with Gates, and we're breaking records everywhere we go. We were on, this unbelievable sellout streak. So, yeah, these arenas want us to come. So, imagine our first fight back in Brazil. Imagine our first fight back in Canada. Imagine our first fight back in Australia. It's, as we start going into these other countries and places we haven't been in a long time, it's going to be nuts.
What was their demeanor like? Because they had pretty stringent lockdowns during.
Yeah, I would say if you looked around the world, other than China, I would say Australia was the worst.
They seem to be changing their tune a lot.
Yeah, no. As far as they're telling us now, all the restrictions have been lifted. So we're looking at it.
And then last night you were on Tucker Carlson's show.
Right.
Had a lot of nice things to say about you, talking about the COVID and everything. You brought up Mike Tyson and the island he had access to. How did that conversation go with Mike? And
so he gave me the guy's name. Hunter and I called him, and you remember what island it was, Hunter? Antigua.
Was it an actual consideration that, well, maybe?
Oh, I was interested in it, but until we got on the phone, they had literally no infrastructure. So, that was like the first call that we made outside of the United States to build like a bubble on an island. That was our first call. They were very accommodating. They were very nice people, but it would have cost a shitload of money to go there and do it.
And then what was also brought up during that interview is Trump said that you were pretty much the only sports figure that was essential in all of sports.
Very nice of him.
Yeah, obviously a lot of people do feel that that is the case.
If and when I ever leave, the UFC, like I said last night to Tucker, got a great team in place. Obviously, I hopefully have built a business that will last many, many years after I'm dead. The UFC will be very different when I'm gone. It'll be different, it won't go away.
But like you said, there's no near future plans in that.
No, I'm here. Unfortunately for you guys, I'm here to stay.
So when's the next season of Contenders going to be starting?
I don't know do you know, Lene? Yeah, don't know. I can't wait though. I love Tuesdays, man. This is a fun show.
What are you going to do with your Tuesdays?
I'll figure something out. Kevin, you came all the way here tonight. No questions? No? Well, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it. And you guys done with me? Thanks for everything this season, you guys. We appreciate it. Have a great night.